Hello everybody, it's Claire here from My Creative Spirit with a little tutorial on my take on one of these little folding pop-up cards. There's loads and loads of different tutorials on the internet, but I thought I'd show you how I made mine. I'm going to do it with blue cardstock and secret garden papers because they're really pretty and pink. This one was made with botanical tea, papers and stamps, flowers and butterflies, but you could use anything that you've got. So let me tell you how to start off. First thing you need to do is take a piece of cardstock and cut it to 11.5 inches by 6.5 and score at the following marks. So I'll put them below, but here they are. 2 3/4, so this is along your long edge, 5.5, 8 1/4, and then at 11. And then you turn your paper 90 degrees and score at 2.5. So I have already scored mine, I'm not sure if you can see. And the next thing you need to do is take your scissors. In fact, let me just get a large pair because those won't cut up the lines. So when you've done the scoring, you'll see that you've got large sections and smaller sections. It's the large sections that form the bottom of the box. So you need to cut the smaller sections, the score lines between those smaller sections, and you cut to that 2 3/4 inch score line. You can do this on your paper trimmer. I'm quite happy just cutting it freestyle, but if you want a more accurate cut, use your paper trimmer. So 3 cuts along that smaller section just to split those up, and then cut the tab at the end all the way down to the score line and then cut it off. That bit you don't need, and then just trim just a tiny little mitered corner, not too much, off like that. And then you want to fold 3 of these sections down and crease them. Like that. Excuse the ink. Where's that black paint? We're covered in black paint. Yeah. Never mind. And then fold it over and fold along each of those score lines at the bottom of your card. Let's do that on this one. Like that. You can use your bone folder if you want to score them, but they fold quite nicely. And that's made your card. Next, you want to put some double-sided tape up this little tab. So let's do that. I'm using extra sticky double-sided tape. So let's put that on there. And then take off the backing strip and fold and join this side section like that, and that forms the little pop-up box with the straight back. So first we're going to work on the back. So I'm going to put it flat, and I've got a piece of 12 by 12 paper for the back, and I've cut that at just 1/4 inch smaller than the size of that area, And let me tell you how big it is. 6 1/4 by 2 5/8. So I've inked the edges, and I'm just going to put some tacky glue. Not too much, I don't want to really wet it, but I want it to be enough to stick it to the back of the card. So I'm just going to work it to the edges quickly. Stop any squidge coming out. And then I'm going to stick that onto the back of the card. Just try and line it up properly. Flatten it down. So that's the back done. That helps to hold that back nice and straight. And now I'm going to work on these flappy sections. And for that I've cut some of the 8 by 8 paper, or is it 6 by 6? This might be 6 by 6 actually. But it's the same pattern, just smaller. And I'm going to stick one of these, oh it's a 6 by 6, look. One of these on each of these 3 flaps. Again, just work the glue to the edge. And these pieces are 2 5/8 by 2 7/8. So just nice, and leave a nice blue border all the way around. So that's one. You could always do this before you put the card together. I always set out to do things before I assemble something, and then I never do it. I always forget. Okay, piece number 2. So just line it up. Hold it like that. And piece number 3. Straight on. It's quite easy to see to line them up doing it like this. And of course with the tacky glue you can move the pieces around just for a few seconds before it starts to take as well. Let's fold that down and stick it down. So those are the side flaps done. It's a bit wonky, isn't it? All will change in a minute. And then you need to put the separators inside. So what I've done is I cut a piece of, oh they're all sticking to everything here, let's bring them in. I cut a piece of cardstock that was 3 1/4 inches wide, and then I scored it at 1/4 inch and 3 inches, and then cut it into 3/4 inch sections. So I've got 3 of those. I put tape on it before I cut them sections, just to make it easier. It's easier to put 2 strips than it is to put 6. So do that, and then you start to assemble them into your box. So we'll start with piece number 1. Peel this off. And with these little flaps folded forwards, I use those as a guide. I don't know if I can do this facing you, but use them as a guide and pop that piece into your box, lining up those tabs with the bottom edge here. Of course with tape they just catch and stick. And I've gone down about 1/4 inch in there, and then do the same with the second piece. Tabs going forwards, butt them up against the back of that first piece that you've added in, if you can get your tape off. Let's see if I can fold those in. Okay, so piece number 2 is going to go in, and I'm going to move it away actually about half an inch, quarter of an inch. See, like that. Make sure that they're stuck. And then the back one, I'm going to do the same actually. I'm going to move it about half an inch, 3/4 of an inch away from that second one. You can put yours wherever you like. And these are the struts that the flowers are going to go onto. Oops. So flaps going forwards. Let's see if I can get it in without it sticking somewhere. There. So the 3 of them are in. And then if you close your box, you can push that tape down, pinch it together so that it really does stick to the sides and won't come undone. And then the next thing to do is to put something on the back here. So you can use paper or a sentiment. I've cut down one of the cutouts from the paper. I'll show you. Let's just ink the edges. It's got a nice blue bow across it, this one. It says seeds that grow. It was a lot longer, and I've cut the bottom section off around the bow and then shortened it and stuck it back together, and that will just stick on here. Goes down a little bit, but this back section doesn't bend, so I'm going to stick that in place. So I haven't cut it to the size of the top section, I've just trimmed it down so that it fits sideways. And I'm just going to pop it on like that. Let's press it down on there. Peel the glue off my fingers. And now we're ready to put the flowers in. So what I've done is I've taken some of the flowers, push out flowers, packets of them that Graphic 45 do to go with their paper collections, and I've sort of assembled them into groups using some foam dots. I don't know if you can see. So I've layered them up. So those 3 are grouped together, and then I've just used some of the flowers with the stamens, or the centres, and just left them flat. There's 2 here with no middles in. So I've got a real mixture of little flowers. And I also cut out, I've got a Marianne Creatable leaf die. I love this one. So I've cut some green foliage out with that, 2 long ones and 2 short ones, if you can see. And then I've also put one of the little labels on a stick, and I'm going to put that one at the back, and you could write your sentiment on that if you wanted, or a little wish. So let's just ink the edges of that one. And then it's just a case of layering them up. So that's quite tricky to do. I wonder if I can do it sideways. It's quite tricky to do from the back because you can't see where you're going, so let's do it from the side. I'm going to use the leaves just for some height, and I'm going to stick them to the back of this last section. Secret is to keep the whole card flat, everything that you put in as flat as possible so that it can be folded up. It doesn't help that I'm left-handed either, does it? But you don't want it to be too bulky, especially with postage getting more and more expensive. You want it to go through at the cheapest possible rate. So I'm so not good at arranging things. It takes me absolutely forever. And I am having, I'm having a really dithery week this week, which isn't helping at all. So can you see, you start to layer up your card. Where's our little tag? Let's stick that one on. Shall we go on the front? So you can use your bars to put your elements in from the front and stick them to the front or the back. I don't know if we'll see that. I might stick that there to that flower. It's all falling apart. I know with tacky glue you do need to hold things just for a few seconds. Okay, let's try and get you in again. Perhaps put you there. My wonky sign. Okay, and then let's put the next layer in. Let me just turn it and see where I'm going to put them. Okay, it's going to go there. So this one I'm going to just stick to the front of that support. So that's that one in. And then another leaf. Let's put a leaf on. And we'll have the leaf coming out the other way. That's stuck to the back of the flowers. And the flowers are falling off, oh my god. Put some more glue on. Don't fall off, flowers. Oh my goodness, the leaf's fallen off now. Complete disaster. It's a disaster, darling. Okay. Right. Second time lucky, or is it third? Okay, so that's layer number 2, and now let's put the front layer on. So let me just look at it and see what's going on. Okay. So I'm going to put this flower quite a way down on the front section, but to the side, and rest the petal over the strut. So there it is. And then I'm just going to put another leaf in, but I'm going to cut that long twiddly bit off first, and then it should slide in. Let's put a bit of glue on it, and I'm just going to slide it in down here. That comes over there. Like that, so you can see all the layers, and then I was going to put another little one just up here, and you can have butterflies and buttons and all sorts of things. We've all got lots in a stash. And then I've got, what have I got left? I think I might just put a little leaf just on the front and the little flower like that. So let's just stick that on. But you can have loads of fun with these cards. They're a great way to use up all your little bits and pieces. But they're really nice. A really nice little gift. Put that one on there. You don't want to curl your flowers though, because it does all need to fold flat to go in the post or in an envelope. So there it is, and then I just got a couple of the banners, and I was just going to pop those on the sides, in the middle, I think. Put that one on there. Side. Just hold it down when it sticks. And that's it. There's my little pop-up card. So I hope you like it. Have a go yourself and see what you can come up with. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.